Good good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. It's Thursday and it's a special Thursday. I'm here with you. We are together and it's a lovely day outside. The reason why it's special is that I'm actually going to share some of my kind of say hardcore movements, personal journeys, or personal quantum leap, I might call it, of the move. I really did a deep dive inside. I went inside and said, okay, where was I when I was living in my old environment, my old neighborhood, and what a person I am today, just 2 weeks into our new life. And welcome to this channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Kimberly Kalbeck. I'm a divorce coach, and my specialism is to help you thrive before, during, and after divorce, and really helping you make that important decision whether it's time to leave your toxic relationship or a relationship that doesn't serve you. If you are with me here live, it's here. YouTube, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Welcome. Send me a hi comment, because that's the only way I know you're here. And on Instagram, welcome to those of you who watch me or follow me on Instagram. I go live to teach life transforming tools, transforming tools that help you get a better life. And it's no bullshit. It is really no bullshit. In some way or another, or in one way or another, we end up in relationship that don't serve us or doesn't serve us. And it's here where it's so easy to just fall flat and be a victim of our comfort zone, rather than taking that very, very important decision to leave. I did it. If you have followed me for a while, you know my story. But I took my decision. I took the decision to move primarily because of my daughter, because she was really not well in our old environment. And what I'm going to share today is insights on how I survived in my old environment, and how I transformed, how I become a new person in just a few weeks, 2 weeks actually. And I hope that what I share, the tools I share, the insight that I share, that will help you make that important decision, what it is to live your best life. And I'm so happy and here to help you make that very, very crucial decision, because the only person that can decide whether you're going to live a happy life or not is you. It's me. We cannot blame anyone else for why we live a miserable life, why we are finding ourselves in the mediocre environment, right? It's our responsibility to live our best life. And that's what I help my teacher, not my teacher, that's what I help my clients do as well, to live their happy life. And it's such a, what's the word? I can feel it now. I'm so proud that I teach them, and I'm so proud that we are connected today. All right, enough with that. Let's go into that. I dedicated this, or named this episode, How to Know It's Time to Leave. And for 2 years, I lived very close, like to my ex, only 100 meters actually. And I was the one who suggested he moved actually just over on the other side of the street, because I so much wanted him to grow a strong relationship with our daughter. Unfortunately, you know my story, it didn't really work out. So I ended up living in survival mode for almost 2 years, and really to protecting my daughter, because we both of us have been victims of verbal abuse. And she could no longer face meeting him. She was anxious. And so what did I do? All right. The first thing, and those are really things that I know what I'm going to talk about now, is what I done. I'd done for more than a year, and it's behavioral mechanisms that I had to adopt. But also that's what I experienced. And actually, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. I say it's really strange. Some of those I still do, but luckily not as often as I would do in when I lived in my old environment. So I really hope that I inspire you to look inwards and say, okay, what do you do in order to survive where you are right now? The first thing I did, okay, I always loved cars. I'm a car girl. I love nice cars. But here's what I did. I started reading, spotting number plates, and I started spotting right away where there were silver colored cars. And I can feel my body reacting right now. It was that survival mechanism to help my daughter not meet her dad. And so I, with the mirror, do we call it a back mirror? So I had eyes all over when I was driving or when we were walking. I always checked the number plate and I checked the color and what Audi it was and what Honda it was. I'm so quick at spotting it, and it's not something I've done before. It's never been part of me spotting number plates. It's never been part of me spotting colors of cars. But that's what I did for more than a year to help my daughter or protect my daughter from not meeting her dad, from preventing her from experiencing that I once again got verbally attacked. And this number plate thing was actually quite interesting from an observation perspective, is that how heavy that was, how heavy it was on me, and how important it was to spot those number plates. Also, um, I started noticing far away, and unfortunately, my daughter did that as well, spotting many meters, more than 400 meters away, who was walking down the street. Were they passing us? Who was coming? Are we going? Remember, I talked about we had emergency plans at home. Were we supposed to use one of our emergency plans or not? And it was so that so stuck was so part of me spotting who was walking on the street. And the third thing I noticed is that had become such a predominant way of how I showed up at home, was to do my grocery shopping more than 3 kilometers away from home. And even there, if we were in our own hometown, I would spot the parking place, a car park, whether there was a Audi on the car park, and what what the number plate was. That has been, those survival mechanisms were part of me, and I got used to that. But you can just imagine how much energy you use on protecting yourself. I'm hopefully you are in a much better place now as well, and if not, reach out, because I'm here to help. But I certainly start to become very strong in not accepting the verbal abuse, but I had to protect my daughter. So this survival mechanism, where where you focus go, your energy goes. And so my energy was sucked to spot people, noticing who was passing our home, 400 meters from us. And I was missing the word right now because I can feel it. It was, I was always on the alert. I was always on the alert for who was coming up, who was passing our home. And I can say now that we're now in our new home, and how I relax in the now, that I can go out shopping. And I can just literally, I just go. It sounds maybe stupid and weird if you are used to just enjoying your time, right? Enjoying life. But when every time I walked out of my home, our front door, I observed, where is he? Where is his car here? I was constantly on the alert. I'm no more on the alert. And I so much live my life. I lived my life before, but I can feel the transformation in my body. I can feel no more kind of alert in the head. It's so difficult to explain, but when you are in the alert mode, you know how much brain power you use. Your muscle might get tense because you're always looking around, like spying who's coming up on you. And sometimes he was spying on us. I experienced that sometimes when we're coming home, boom, suddenly he was there. Surprise, surprise. I saw him as I was driving down to pick her up from school. So that is gone. And wow, what a liberation. And I was thinking about you, Malu, when I used that word, a liberation to just live. It's amazing. About watching who was going to pass our home, I no longer have to do that because we now live in a kind of a compound where the only people who are going to cross or pass our house are either guests or they are our neighbors. It's just that you cannot, if there's one way in, there's the same way out. You just cannot pass it, excuse me, as a visitor. It's like, or just on your walk to the Green Park. It's absolutely impossible. And I noticed that when I decided to, okay, this is our next home, but I had never expected it to be such a step to freedom, to actually live in a home where it's actually just you and those very few people who have an appointment in that area. And about spotting the cars, what I did, and I told myself, because I noticed that I was starting to spot the cars. Um, I started telling myself, but Camilla, relax. He doesn't know where you are. Your daughter is happy. She's happier than ever. And just relax in the now. That's a very strong tool. Relax in the now. And so I do. And now when I get out of our home and we cross the road to go down to the lovely park, I just relax. I don't even, when we go out shopping, I don't even spot the cars in the car park, like from a protection perspective. Then I spot the cars for what is my next car going to be like, and what brand. But I'm not looking at cars from a survival mechanism, and that is such a liberation. And I just want to also encourage you from the bottom of my heart, because there are so many people out there who are either stuck in a toxic relationship, and toxic relationship may not be verbal abuse, but it may be that this relationship no longer serves you, your partner no longer serves you. It's time to move. It's time to make the move, because like, I'm going live and I share my learnings, and it's taking years to get to where I am. You only have one life. I only have one life. And I so encourage you to live your best life. And it's no bullshit when I say that, because I thought I lived the best life, but now I know, looking there, I know what freedom is like. I know what happiness is like. I've been in a state of happiness and freedom and peace from the moment I moved in, and I lived in our new home. And I just want to encourage you that whatever you are in your life right now, what you do right now, does it serve you? Does it really serve you? And how ready are you to change what needs to be changed? What is necessary to get changed so that you can live your best life? And if you are a parent, you cannot help your children heal first. You have to heal first. and you cannot heal without help. It's absolutely impossible. And I will say that it's impossible to heal yourself, because who's going to challenge you with love? Who's going to say, now you're in your comfort zone. Now you're using negative words to describe the situation. Change your language. Change your perspective. You are in your comfort zone. You're blaming others, but you're not actually moving yourself, growing yourself. It's all about growing yourself. And I had an amazing client session earlier today, and we talked about growth, personal growth. My journey and my pathway to personal growth is never ending. It's never ending, because the more insights you have, the better you grow. And there's the more areas that kind of pop up and say, okay, I'm gonna work on this area, because that will give me even more abundant life. And that's why I go live so often now, to help you find out how you can live your abundant life, a happier life, a better life. And that's also what I teach my clients. And I'm so happy to serve them. I'm so happy to serve them and see how they thrive, because that's everything, right? When you thrive, and and when you thrive for me, you also have inner peace. And when you have inner peace, your outer world can be as chaotic as it may be. But when you have inner peace, your North Star, you know where to go, and you know what to focus on, you know what not to focus on, because you know what serves you the most and what serves you the best. So let this be the end of our session today. If you, by all means, sit in a situation, or if this resonates with you, then I really encourage you to DM me, because I mentioned it's taking me years to be where I am, and I still experience verbal abuse. One time a verbal abuser, you always are, unless you are healed. But the victims, you stay in the victimhood if you don't heal, and if you don't know the tools to help you um, navigate and maneuver in that verbal abuse space. So if you're still suffering, DM me. I have an amazing group coaching program which I've named Serious Stress Divorce, because it is actually possible to have a serious stress divorce when you have the right tools and when you have the right method. Let's be in touch. I look forward to supporting as many of you. Welcome to the replay. DM me if you have any questions. DM me if you want to share your takeaways. I'm so keen to learn. I'm so keen to know how I helped you change your life. And let's connect next time. I'll be on again tomorrow. And tomorrow it's Friday. So enjoy the rest of this beautiful Thursday. Bye for now.